What's up, guys? Coach Potatoes back at it again. A little different setup. Bilf's crying towel that he used for the Super Bowl this past Sunday. But again, Bilf, TJ, Ben. So,
That could
obviously,
be in front of my face, is it? That thing.
Bilf, shut the fuck up.
Did you say one house, one dream, one field goal?
You know how long to figure that one out?
I was just reading it for the first time.
That's funny.
Whatever.
So,
Would be
Super Bowl 53 happened on Sunday. Tommy B and Billy Belichick get it done.
Yeah.
Take out Bilf's Rams. I'm gonna start with Bilf. I think we should start with Bilf. He's the fan of the losing team here.
awesome.
Let's get your recap on what happened that game.
Give me great insight. All right. All right. So this game, first off, when it ended, I honestly wasn't mad. I wasn't sad. I was just disappointed.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Just disappointed. Now I could point to Goff and say he played like a little bitch boy.
Well, he did.
He did. He missed that one pass to Cooks where he was wide open for like 10 seconds.
That was ridiculous.
That was purely on Goff.
That was the Aaron Donald meme right after that play, I think.
That was fucking just grade A.
Awful. But at the end of the day, it's not Goff's option to not ever run the ball, right? Like you were asking me where Gurley was. Well, so, okay, one of my problems with Goff is that he never audibles. He can't read defenses.
But there's a problem. You're not any good.
He's not
So
on the
he's
great
bad.
path to success. Yeah, he's not on the
System quarterback.
greatest of paths for success. He doesn't help himself, that's for sure. But it wasn't him not running the ball, constantly choosing it to pretty much put it on his shoulders. That was all Sean McVay. I know you kept asking, where Gurley? But then even you see Anderson. Gurley still had more touches than Anderson, so they just abandoned the run entirely.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense
Yep.
to me.
And as we've seen this entire season, when it's on Goff's shoulders, he does doo-doo. You know what? I wish I had
Except for the Saints.
numbers.
He made some big time throws against the Saints.
I'll give him
Got
that.
everyone all
I'll
hyped.
give him that. But the problem, though,
Did they
including the
lose?
Saints game, us.
Not in the playoffs.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about the regular season one. I was like, really?
Well, that was the one he actually did good on. Literally
But they
from... He still did better. Numbers-wise.
Well, I mean,
Maybe
this
not
is a
dub-
pretty low bar.
Maybe not dub-wise, but numbers-wise. Pretty much from that first buy on, he has... I don't think he's broken 60% passing accuracy. This past week, he was 50%. Flat. Bingo. Boom. Right on point. Like 19 for 38, I think. Dog shit.
I think he had the lowest completion percentage of all time of like any quarterback in the Super Bowl would face 10 or more pressures.
I believe it.
It was literally the worst.
Well,
It was
I
like
believe
3 for
Dog
12.
shit. Now I'll give him that the line, there were some times they just looked like bumbling retards. They were just like, he's on the ground. He's sacked. Which is hilarious.
Juicy sack.
Which was hilarious because the day previous, I think they were voted the best line in the NFL. So they were at the NFL
Best
honors.
running line is what they should have said.
They were the best line voted, whatever. Whoever the fuck votes for it.
They put that on display.
And
So they did some lines the night before.
not for the poor energy. But between McVay just having pretty much a shitty game plan, Goff not able to execute all phases of the offense was garbage. But I will give all the credit in the world to Wade Phillips and the defense. They played like they were in the Super Bowl. They wanted that Lombardi. The fucking meme was just hysterical. Aaron Donald was just like,
The Rex Grossman one?
Did
Yeah.
you see the one where somebody edited, like, McVay has that, like, guy who keeps him out of the ref's ways or whatever? Somebody put Belichick's face on it, and then the Lombardi trophy kept coming at him. He's like, oh, get out of the way.
okay, that's pretty funny.
That one was gold.
I haven't seen that. That's pretty funny.
That was quiche.
But yeah, defense wasn't the problem. Offense was. And I think that just falls back on McVay and just Goff not able to change things. Just he does what Daddy says, and even if he gets some sacks, he's going to do it because he doesn't know what else to do.
Yeah, McVay got outcoached. Just flat out. We were texting about it during the game. If I'm a Rams defensive player, I'm fucking livid.
Yeah.
They played so well. Both defenses, to be fair, both defenses lit it up. They were both playing amazing, and the Rams defense really how for 3/4 of that game, the Patriots didn't do shit. And then if you give up one red zone play all game, you should win. You should win the game.
If you had brought a gypsy woman and told me before the game that they'd only score 13, I would have been fucking ecstatic.
Oh, absolutely.
Little did I know, we shed out a goose egg. So
yeah, and then
3 points, whatever.
To only put up a field goal, completely abandon the run game with two of the best running backs, one of the best running back tandems in football. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, what, Gurley have 10 carries?
10 carries.
I think 10 carries for like 30 yards, 35 yards, something like that.
Yeah. Anderson had 7 or 8. He had less.
Yeah, I mean, it just made him so one-dimensional, and Goff was getting rushed, and he's fucking dog shit under pressure, as he very much displayed.
Even when we had all the time in the world.
And I was gonna text you about it, and I forgot to. He was literally like determined to never throw the ball away. Like he'd roll out of the pocket and have no chance of getting anywhere, and then just take a sack.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
just throw it away. You're already on the sideline.
They almost took him out of field goal range in the one field goal they did make.
Yeah, it was like,
you got through that. Yeah.
It was like I was at my parents' house, and we were like, oh well, at least the Rams should probably get a field goal out of this. Then he takes like a 15-yard sack. I'm like, oh maybe. I don't know if they're gonna get it anymore.
Yeah,
but
never mind.
Patriots get it done. Belichick puts on a masterclass as far as coaching goes. Because I mean, it's not like Brady was lighting it up. He did enough to win, but he didn't do a ton. Edelman came to play. He was just like in the AFC Championship game. Edelman was all over the place. Same thing in the Super Bowl. He's their fail-safe. But yeah, it was just disappointing to see the Rams offense, especially, just play so shitty.
Oh, that was bad. And the thing, we squandered this opportunity. But the thing that I now I'm in fear of, right? We already lost. Season's over. Because I look at the Falcons. All right, got to the Super Bowl. I mean
and just turned into complete shit the next year.
Well, so the next year, so first off, it's not like we gave up a fucking 21-3 point lead, whatever. But yeah, the next
28-3.
Yeah, but the next year, they at least get to the divisional round, and then this past season, they were dog shit. And so I think we take for granted, because of the Belichick Brady era, we think it's easy to get back to the playoffs. Playoffs is pretty difficult. Super Bowl is nearly impossible to do what they're doing, which is why, whether you like Brady or not, Belichick deserves at least all the credit in the world.
He does. I'm not doing that.
Okay. But I think we're spoiled in that, thinking that, the Patriots do it, everybody can do it. Nope. Manning only has 2 rings. Rodgers only has 1. Drew Brees only has 1. Rivers has 0. It's a tough thing to do. So now, doesn't matter how good we do, if we never get back to Super Bowl, who cares? So that's what made me more sad, on top of the shitty performance they already did.
I just think it might have been the worst Super Bowl I can remember watching.
Well, we're not that old, so.
Well, yeah, but of the last
I get it.
10, But if anything, the reason I feel bad for the Rams is that at least if the Rams would have gone out there and it had been a 38-35, really good game, then it'd be a lot. But there's a lot of talk about how, should have been the Saints, would have been a way better game if it was the Saints. Should have been the Saints there.
Yeah.
And I think we all knew probably going in that the Saints Chiefs, if that would have been the game, would have been a lot more exciting than this game, anyways.
Right.
But that's not the way it happened. But yeah, I don't know. It just looked like the Rams just had no answers, and that just looked like Belichick was one step ahead, every single time. And it's funny because last year it looked like Peterson was one step ahead of Belichick every single time.
Right.
And Belichick this year was just one step ahead of McVay, and then there was just nothing that the Rams could do about it. So, I mean, even the Rams, when they would start in good field position, I think we were texting, and there was one that was going into the fourth quarter, they hadn't had a single possession of time possession over 2 minutes and 49 seconds.
They just repeatedly went 3 and out.
So the fact that the defense only held it to 13,
yeah,
it was the defense that at the beginning of the year we thought the Rams would be all year long, and they figured it out when they needed it most. And then the offense that was not the way it was all year long. It's they flipped.
Yeah.
And just defense played their best game, offense played their worst, and Brady played, not a good game. And obviously I'm biased because I don't think he's that great, but he's essentially now won 2 Super Bowls where he's done nothing, both of them against the Rams. Because the first one he did nothing, but they won.
Yeah.
And then he won another Super Bowl basically because Pete Carroll's the dumbest coach on the planet. Because he shouldn't have won
So you're
that
saying
one.
3.
Right?
Well,
Then I subtract one per cheating scandal, so there's 2 lost from that.
Oh, so he has 0?
And Edelman uses PED, so he basically has 0.
Oh, okay.
Still, what I'm saying is,
All trophies should be forfeited.
the reason, all I'm saying is that a lot of times, and it's not just Brady, it's the quarterback position in general. The quarterback position gets either all the blame or all the success. But Brady's best Super Bowl performance ever, they lost, which was last year against the Eagles. His 2 to 3, 4 worst, they've won. Because their defense is incredible.
I mean, he only got 6 to pick from that he's won. So.
Well,
Only 6. Only 6.
I think we can agree he did not play good.
Oh, I completely agree with you. He did not play good.
And the defense, a lot of times for the Patriots, while they might not be the greatest in the regular season, Belichick and his defense always shows up in the playoffs. And that's a lot of times why they've won a lot of these games.
Well, Belichick's the master of like looking back at success that other teams have had against certain offenses.
Yes.
Like, I think it was Stephen A. that was talking about it. Referencing the Bears game.
Mm.
Like looking at what the Bears defense did in the Rams game because we held them to 6, and trying to replicate a lot of those same types of things. So I think it just, and it sucks. Well, that's not really suck depending on your view of Brady, but I think it. Even though there's debate, and talk about, him, the GOAT and, all that type of stuff, does this type of win shift more of that focus onto Belichick as opposed to Brady?
I mean, this one it does.
I think it does, but then I think the Brady can do no wrongers. We'll just say, well, he's like getting older and he didn't lose the game. But the GOAT shouldn't be Kerry Collins.
Right. Well, that's fair.
Kerry Collins doesn't have 6 rings.
That's true, but the GOAT shouldn't be a game manager.
He has been a game manager all
his career, so not the GOAT.
all 9
Okay.
years.
So
I'm going to call him a game manager his whole career.
A lot more often than sometimes he's a game manager, and that I think that was the thing where
when he's throwing 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns, that's a game manager.
He did that once.
Patrick Mahomes did that, and we just saw him fucking sucking his dick.
We were saying Brady did when he did that, but he did that one time with arguably the greatest receiver of all time.
Oh, okay. So if you have good weapons, it doesn't matter anymore?
It does, but you're acting like he had 50 touchdown seasons every year period in 1 year.
He had good stats for a lot of years. It's not like he's only thrown 20 touchdowns a year for 10 years.
So if Mahomes never has 50 touchdowns again, is he just second best player ever because he did it one time?
No,
like Brady?
all I'm saying is you can't call him a game manager his whole career when he's had plenty of seasons where he was lighting it up.
I got that, but a lot of players lit it up with Randy Moss on their team. So
okay, I'm not talking about the 1 year. That I'm talking about literally most of his career, or at least a large chunk of it. He's lit it up. He's done very well
with slot receivers.
Fair in the regular season, but the regular season is different than the playoffs. And there's been a lot of times in the Super Bowl he has not played well.
So the first one,
Are you on Sports Illustrated?
Yeah. Brady goes 16 for 27, 145 yards and a touchdown. Next one he plays is against the Panthers. He goes 32 for 48, 354 yards, 3 TDs and a pick. Next one is against the Eagles. Goes 23 for 33, 236 yards and 2 TDs. Next one he goes, that was when he lost to the Giants, first loss to the Giants. 29 of 48 for 266 and a touchdown. Next one he lost to the Giants, 27 of 41, 276, 2 TDs and a pick. Then they beat the Seahawks. He goes 37 for 50, 328 yards, 4 TDs and 2 picks. Next one where they come back to beat the Falcons, 43 for 62, 466 yards, 2 TDs and a pick. Next one where they lose, goes 28 to 48, 505 and 3 TDs. And then whatever his stats were for this game. I don't remember.
So 2 of his better games, they lost.
Yeah. What do you win?
The Randy Moss year
and his arguably for sure his 3 worst or 2 worst they won.
And his first one was dog shit.
And this one was
dog shit.
So 2 of 6 were awful when they won.
Good job, Ramsey didn't win, but you made him do bad performances. That's great.
So he's great. Just a lot of times Brady gets all the prowess, and I just think it is. If you had to put a percentage on it, it is 75% Belichick, 25% Brady, not 50-50.